Hey guys, so in today's video I wanted to take you through a Google Ads campaign for a house cleaning business that we work with in Toronto. In the last 30 days we've generated 31 leads for them at a lead cost of just over $37. So I wanted to take you through the structure, how we've set everything up and how we are generating these types of results. So for those of you interested, I run an agency called Project 83. We only work with house cleaning businesses. We work with over 50 cleaning companies at the moment. I'll leave a link in the description for those of you interested. So, as I said, this business is based in Toronto, and these are just some of the top level stats that we're getting. So the client spent just over $1,000, had 163 clicks at a cost per click of just over $7, and these are conversion metrics here. So 31 leads at a lead cost of $37. So these are a mix of inbound phone calls, and they are people filling out a quote request form. So it's those calls to action. And you'll see here this conversion rate, this 19% conversion rate is really good. So I aim to, the aim is always to try to get towards 20%. So what this means is that basically for every 5 people that clicking on our ads, one person is picking up the phone or filling out a quote request form. So getting that 20% is a really good target, because if you're at 20% or higher, you're getting in front of the right types of people. That those people are showing a high interest in what we do. If your conversion rate is say 10% or 5%, which is very common with people who get in touch with me, that's often saying that telling me that those people that the ads that are seeing the ads at the moment aren't the right people. They are not in the market for what we're doing. So this conversion rate is a really important metric just to see if you are on track or not. So let's have a look into how we have set everything up. So the first place to go is the ad group level. So let's just jump into the ad groups. So you'll see here that I have various ad groups around Toronto that this client serves. So we've got area. These are various suburbs of Toronto, and then we've got this house cleaning ad group at the top. So the difference between the top one and these below is that this top ad group here contains all like the generic house cleaning keywords that you would expect. So your house cleaning companies, maid service, residential cleaners, those types of variants. And the difference between this ad group and the rest of these is that these will contain this location in the search. So it'd be house cleaning companies East York, house cleaning companies Richmond Hill, residential cleaners in Toronto, etc., etc. And the reason I set these up in this way is that what you find sometimes is that if you get in front of someone who does a search that contains the location, sometimes we can get better results than the more generic searches. So just having a look here at some of the conversion metrics, and really what I would be doing is I wouldn't be taking too much information, because we've got these 31 leads, which is great, but I would like to see maybe 100 leads to really start seeing if there is any difference in these location keywords. But let's say we had an extra 0 on these conversion numbers and the cost per leads was still the same. So you can see for the generic ad group, we're getting leads at around $48. So let me just click on that and I'll be able to show you some of the keywords there. So as you can see, all these different variants: cleaning service, company, housekeeper. So those keywords are coming in and bringing leads in and around $48. So if we go back to the ad group level and show all the ad groups, we'll be able to see the number. And when you look down this list, you'll see some of the other ad groups are getting different costs. So as I said, wouldn't put too much emphasis on this data, because we've got one lead, 3 leads, 1 lead. This one is a bit more statistically significant, they would say. So You can see here the keywords that include Toronto, so it'd be house cleaners Toronto, maid service Toronto. Actually, these leads are coming in cheaper, so $30 versus $50. So a real difference in lead cost here. So you can see that by targeting Toronto type keywords, we're able to get leads at a lower lead cost level. So this really helps us, because if we only had a single ad group and it contained all our locations, all the generics, all that data gets sort of averaged out, and we can't break it out in this way. So, you know, for me, when I look at this initial data, 15 leads, we've got a decent volume to look at here. So it's early indications show that Toronto is getting us leads at a lower cost than the generics. But, you know, as I said, these ad groups here with 1, 3, and 1 lead number of conversions, we don't want to take away too much on there. But let's say we had, say, 20 and 60 and 20 conversions, so some more conversion data, and then the lead costs were still the same. So you could say that, okay, Richmond Hill leads are coming in at 69. That seems really high. It's better to maybe lower the budget on this ad group, or even pause it completely and put that budget into the Toronto. North York, we've only had 3 leads here, but let's say we had 30 or 60 and they were 17.96. In that case, it would make sense to really max out that and the Toronto, and maybe possibly bring down the budget or the bids on house cleaning. So the way that you set up the ad groups is important. People set it up in lots of different ways. The way I like to do it is generally, for these bigger locations, to break it out, by the neighborhoods, the key neighborhoods of the key cities. So as I said, let's just click on the Toronto keyword, and we can see the types of the Toronto ad group, and see what types of keywords are down here, just to compare it to the generic. So as you can see, you've got your cleaning services Toronto, apartment cleaning Toronto, cleaning Toronto. These are all the different variants that you would expect. And one thing to know on the keywords is that we are targeting all these keywords on an exact match type. So Google allows us to use input a keyword, but then select a different match type. And what the match type is that there are basically 3 different categories of match types. So you've got your exact match, your phrase match, and your broad match. And the way to think about this is like the degree of variance of this keyword that you're happy for your ads to be shown to. So, the exact match are the tightest. So if someone types in cleaning services Toronto, or something very, very similar to that, so it could be cleaning service Toronto, that would constitute an exact match. A phrase match would be where this keyword is included as part of a string of words that someone's typed in. So someone could type in best cleaning services Toronto, which would be a really great search for us, but then someone else could type in Angela's cleaning services Toronto, so obviously a competitor that we don't generally want to show up for. So the phrase match, as you can imagine, gives us more volume, but the quality of that traffic is more variable. And broad match is even wider than that. Generally I would not run broad match keywords. I always tend to start a campaign with exact match, run the campaign, see how much of the budget can be spent in the exact match keywords, because I know that these are the lowest hanging fruit. And if we can spend all our budget just getting in front of exact match, that's great. We'll get a high conversion rate, good lead volume. But if we need some more volume, if there's not quite enough, then I'll selectively add in some phrase match. Broad match, as I said, I tend to avoid, because this is basically putting your campaign in the hands of Google, and cleaning service Toronto as a broad match could bring you up people who are searching for particular branded cleaning equipment, tools. So really it's obviously related, but for us running a cleaning business looking for clients to hire us, it's not really relevant. So I would tend to avoid the broad match. So when you are running these campaigns, go collect all these variants of these keywords, go into Claude, ChatGPT. If you need that list of variants, if you've been in business for a while in this industry, you'll know what these variants look like. Start off with exact match, See how much of the budget you can spend, and then if you need to, you can add some phrase match in here as well. So linked to the keywords and something that is very important is down under shared library and exclusion lists. And these are what are called the negative keywords. So, you know, as I said in the last example, you know, there are, wherever you're based in the country, there will be lots of cleaning related searches happening. There'll be examples of really good searches. So it could be house cleaning companies near me, or best cleaning companies in Toronto. You know, a high proportion of those people searching in that way are in the market for what we do. We get a high conversion rate from them. But then there'll be examples of other less relevant searches. So apply for a cleaning job near me. You know, that's someone looking for work. Or how do I clean a bathtub? That's someone wanting to do it themselves. So, you know, we don't generally want to show up for those latter searches because the conversion rate will be very low, if not zero. It is better that we take any budget that might have been spent on those keywords and put it into the higher converting keywords, the first two, the house cleaners near me, the cleaning companies Toronto. And this is what the negative keyword lists allow us to do. So in this account, you know, I've just uploaded our master negative keyword list, so it's, you know, together, you know, coming up to 6,000 negative keywords long. So this is something that we do with all our new clients. We just upload this master list into their account. So, you know, for example, the word jobs in apply for a cleaning job near me, we could add the word jobs into the keyword list. If someone searches for anything that contains the word jobs in the future, you know, cleaning job pay rates, apply for a cleaning job, cleaning jobs near me, our ads don't show up. We won't run the risk of getting our ad clicked on. So the negative lists are really important, and you need to be reviewing the search terms report, which is under campaigns, insights and reports down here. And what the search terms report is that it's showing you the exact string of words that people are typing into Google, and you know, the ads are showing up for. So let me just remove all these filters so you can see the types of keywords that we're coming up for. So this first column here, these are the search terms. And you can see here we've got some really high quality searches here: cleaning services Toronto, home cleaning Toronto. This is obviously in the Toronto ad group. If I just unfiltered it for all of them, you'll see all the search terms. But broadly, you know, you want to be coming up for two types of searches. So what I call the service searches, and then the service plus location searches. So the service search could be housekeeping, cleaning services just on its own. Service plus location obviously includes the location: cleaning services Toronto, cleaning services near me would be a location, cleaning services North York. So when I look down the search terms report, I can almost, you know, ignore the rest of the account. I know that if 90% of these searches are one of those two categories, then we're going to be getting that 20% conversion rate. And you can see down here there's a really high quality list. So that is partially because I've gone after exact match keywords, but it's also because this negative keyword list with 6,000, you know, strips out a lot of those negatives anyway. If you're starting from scratch, you'll need to build up that list yourself. And the way to do that is by, you know, letting your campaign run, checking your search terms report or regularly, and then you can simply, you know, add a specific keyword as a negative, and that's how you build it up. And that's, you know, how I've built over, you know, that master list over the years. So that is on the negative keyword side. So the other thing to say is that once you have your campaign set up, you've selected the keywords, and you know, you've selected your budget. The other thing to do is that, you know, you need to select a bid strategy. And if I go into the campaigns down here and go into settings, you know, you'll see that you can bid for these keywords in different ways. So as you'll see here, if I go down to the bidding section, you'll see here that we are running with a max conversion strategy. There's a target CPA of $39. But in this section, we can select the different ways to bid on those keywords. So generally at the beginning, I would always start with a max click strategy. We've got the keywords, and really we want to get an idea of what does the market look like. Give us as many clicks for the budget as we can for these keywords, so we can start to see what particular keywords are people tending to search for more. Is it more people searching more for house cleaners near me, or are they searching for residential cleaners, or is it cleaning companies in Toronto? What particular keyword are they searching for? How many searches a day? Is it 20, 50, 100? And then what is the cost per click? What is Google charging us for those clicks? And in the early stages, sort of month 1, month 2, we'll start to get some leads come through. We'll start to see what that lead cost looks like. And then generally, I would say once you hit about, say, 20 leads, then you want to try to test the results of your max click strategy with a conversion-based strategy. And what the max conversion strategy does is it basically looks at the account, looks at the conversions that you've had to date, and says, okay, where are we getting most leads? As I said earlier in the video, the Toronto ad group seemed to be getting leads at that $30 level, and then the more generic house cleaning keywords without the location, the leads were coming in at around $48. So, a max conversion strategy would put more of the budget into those lower lead cost keywords. But there are examples of other ways that we can go after more conversions as well. So we might find that during the mornings during the week, we're getting a better lead cost than say in the afternoons. So in that case, more of the budget would get allocated to the mornings and less in the afternoons. So this is what a conversion strategy does. So in theory, the max conversion strategy should always be the one that you go towards longer term. But I know from experience that actually sometimes max clicks can get you better results. It sort of doesn't really make sense, but sometimes we'll see that max clicks gets better results than max conversions. But you always want to try to generally I would be testing between these different bid strategies. Don't assume because max conversions is getting you the best rates now that you should always be with max conversions. Maybe 3 months down the line you want to just test it versus max clicks as well, because the bid strategies can change with time as well. So start off with max clicks, move over to max conversions, and then really the way to get to that 20% lead conversion rate is by A/B testing everything, testing different keywords, stripping out the negatives, testing different bid strategies, and if that if you're hitting that 20% number, your campaign is moving in the right direction. So in this next video, I'm going to take you through an actual step-by-step Google Ads setup. You can follow it with me on screen so you can be set up for success right at the beginning, and I will see you on the next one.